Welcome to Point and Drink Adventure, a podcast where we talk about drink and media and crap that we're consuming. This is our happy little Halloween episode, hence a mask that's going to last like 2 seconds. But I'm Michelle, and
I'm Pam.
Yay! And this week, we are going to talk about, a ton of stuff, all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. But, all right, we're taking this off now. That was fun. Wasn't it fun? Look at this beautiful thing, though. Look at it. Isn't it gorgeous?
It's gorgeous, yes.
You're not
glad everyone got to see it.
Yes. If you're listening to this, you don't get to see this. But if you're watching it on YouTube, which is, I feel like, a more recommend, then you should. But yes, I got this in Venice many, many years ago. So it's, like, made out of metal. Like, it's just so gorgeous. I just had to, because it's Halloween. All right. How are you, Pam? We haven't talked in like a couple days. You doing good?
I'm doing all right. I had a busy sort of last few days, and everything's good.
Good. Good.
How about you?
I'm good. Rocking a new hairstyle. Again, if you're not on YouTube, then you're missing out, but it's fine. Have you been drinking much lately?
I have been drinking some. I drank some wine on Sunday evening, which was good. And then I drank some cider on Sunday afternoon.
Atta girl.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
I've been drinking I drank some Kir Royales last night, and
oh, nice.
And I've been diving into my Japanese whiskey, which,
Ooh.
Fun stuff. But today, we are going to be drinking Portuguese wine. Have you had much Portuguese wine?
I haven't had much. I occasionally, so one of my best friends growing up, she's Portuguese, so I often at her place would have like wine someone in her family made that was Portuguese. Mm-hmm. I haven't had like many, Portuguese, like purchased Portuguese wines. I just tried a Vinho Verde a few months back, but no, Portugal is like not a region I go to too much when it comes to.
Or you had a friend that was Portuguese, so you didn't like delve into wine too much, or you just had a couple of them?
Yeah, like homemade wines.
Oh,
a bunch of those.
Those are the best. Oh my god. So I mean, they can be kind of bad sometimes. Let's be real, but that's still fun though. Who doesn't like to arts and craftsy wine?
Exactly. Yeah, but not too much Portuguese wine generally. Like I haven't had it in a while. I for some reason when I go shopping, I sort of skip that section of I tend to go towards like Italy or Ontario or Australia.
Yeah. I feel like the same. It wasn't until I went to Portugal that I finally started to appreciate Portuguese wines. And so much there's the big misconception about Portuguese wines that it's just port. And the only thing that you really see in the States is port, but there are so many wonderful, amazing wines coming out of Portugal that are so affordable. So I was like, we have to talk about it because it was one of the best vacations I've ever had going to Portugal. I highly recommend to go visiting Portuguese. And so Portuguese as a whole, there's many different regions, but I decided for us to go with one from Dow. Again, mine is different than yours. Yay, logistics, but it's fine. So Dow is a region that is in Portugal. It's more northern central, and I'll put a map up on YouTube here to showcase where it is actually at. Just south of the Douro region, which is probably the most famous region out of Portuguese wines, because the Douro is famous because you have the river going through the middle of it, and there's these beautiful terraces that go down the side, and you can take one of those biking river cruises down the middle, and it's just
nice,
stupid beautiful, gorgeous. So Dow is not as pretty. But but you do get a lot of really great quality wines at an amazing price point. I think mine was $10. Yours might have been 12 or 15, at the most. I forget. So, yay.
Yeah, I think it was around 15 or 16 Canadian. So.
Yeah. So these guys, typical grape varietals that come out of Portugal, a lot of them are indigenous to the area. So pronouncing them is going to be tons of fun.
You can do it.
I can do it. All right. So most of the time, and a lot of times they don't list like what the grape varietals are on the bottle, but for ours, generally speaking, and for most Portuguese wines, especially out of this region, they're going to be Touriga Nacional, which is sort of like the flagship wine of Portugal. A lot of wines coming from the Douro and Dow and many other places are Touriga Nacional. Then you have Tinto Roriz, which is also another name for Tempranillo.
Okay, I've had Tempranillo a number of times, but it's usually from Spain, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's what they call it in some places in Spain. Tempranillo has like 17 different names. Depending on what region you're at, it'll be a different name, which is stupid because who can remember 12 different names of a grape varietal? It's the same thing. Let's just call it one thing, people, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Alofrechero.
Sure. Yeah, that looks right.
Yeah, Alofrechero. That's how you pronounce it. Another grape varietal, as well as Jean. Or it's probably not. It's not a J because Portuguese. I don't think they really have a J. It's probably a can, or I have no idea. But it's spelled Jaen.
Okay.
So however you pronounce that in Portuguese. Those are probably the big grape varietals coming out of that region, and they tend to be medium-bodied, high acidity, a little bit more red fruits integrated into them with some tannins. And a lot of that is from the lagars that they use. So a lagar will be, especially in Portugal, they use a lot of concrete open tanks to do the fermentation.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's really weird. It's just like a big swimming pool. It looks like a big swimming pool of
How do they
grapes.
keep it from like bugs from drinking it all?
So whenever they lay out the grapes, so you have the juices on the bottom and the layer will be all of the skins and such.
Oh, okay.
And so the carbon dioxide sort of like acts as a kind of cap. And when you punch down the cap, or like, you know, say your old timey Lucille Ball in frickin' punching down the wines in a barrel, they'll do that in order to get air and extraction from the wine. But the I think it's like the carbon dioxide that starts because of this pressure and the fermentation starting, you know, kind of acts like a seal. Not that there's not bugs.
Oh, okay.
There's frickin' bugs.
You get filtered out.
Yeah, they'll filter it out. It's fine. But yeah, so yeah, it's very strange looking. They literally look like swimming pools. Like how fun would that be? Swimming in that. But let's taste.
All right.
So yours is also Dow, but yours is Cabriz?
Cabriz, yes.
Yes, Cabriz.
It's very dark. Like it's a very deep sort of ruby red.
How's your nose?
It's a little almost smoky.
Yeah. Definitely I get some smoky on mine too. I get like plummy notes with almost like wood.
Yeah, like I'm not getting a ton of fruit. I'm more getting like, the smoke and wood, like a little bit of red fruit in there, but
little, yeah, very little. It's an interesting nose. The smokiness is interesting. Lighter body. You definitely feel that tannin there. Ooh, there's a tannin.
Yeah, it's like really light-bodied at first, and then it sort of gets a more
texture. But it's nice, and mine was like concentrated right at the outer parts of your tongue, which is where tannin should be. It was very nicely concentrated. I think this would go good with pork.
Yeah. I think it would go good with most meats. Like, even though it's light at first, it's like, at the end, it's got a bunch of body, and it could probably stand up to a bunch of sort of more flavorful, sort of like red meats and things.
What do you think?
It's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For $15, it's pretty good,
For
huh?
$15 especially, yeah. Yeah, Yeah, it's nice. Really, like, easy to drink, and but it has, like, a good kind of, like, stronger sort of aftertaste that sticks around for a bit, which I like.
Yeah. It's nice because when you have, like, sometimes when I feel like we get cheaper wines and such, you just get fruit and that's it, and it's boring.
And then it's gone.
And then it's gone. And, you know, this at least has some texture to it, and you feel it, and, you know, a little bit of weight, especially as we get into fall and such. So I love Portuguese wines. Everybody should drink them. Everybody. Wait till we do our Madeira episode, Pam, and I'll just gush about frickin' Madeira for days.
All right.
But yeah, that's our wine. What
right.
have you been watching?
What have I been watching? So I've watched a bunch of movies in the last little while. I watched Bullet Train last week with Brad Pitt, yes, and it was really fun. Yeah. It's a movie about this bullet train, and 5 assassins all find themselves on this bullet train. Each of them has their own reason for being there, and it's sort of just breaking it down of like, okay, who's here for what? Who's really playing this? Who's the bad guy? Like, who's in charge here? You're sort of seeing it from Brad Pitt's point of view, and he is not really an assassin. He's more of a thief. Like, I don't think he ever means to kill anyone, although he definitely kills people. But, so he's on this job, and he's sort of confused as to what's happening, and all these other characters keep popping up. And it was really good. It was over 2 hours long, but it did not feel like it at all. It's just like so well paced and often really funny. And the fight scenes were really excellent. Like some really cool action scenes for sure.
Was it old boy good level of fight scenes or just like fun?
Fun fight scenes. Fun. Yeah, but it was good. I definitely would recommend it if anyone's looking for a good sort of twisty action movie.
And who doesn't love Brad Pitt, right?
I know. Who doesn't? Yeah. Everyone in the movie was really good though.
Yeah, I've been seeing that pop up on my, like, you know, when you open up your TV streaming things and it's like, oh, Bullet Train available to purchase or rent or whatever. And I'm like, I should watch that. So maybe I will.
Yes.
We can watch it again.
Yeah. What have you watched? Looks like you're on the Halloween spookies.
Yeah, 'tis the season. I was like, well, we're gonna do this sort of Halloween. We don't really timestamp. We're not gonna have theme episodes, but I was like, it's Halloween time. Might as well watch some Halloween movies. And so the first movie I watched was Vampire in Brooklyn.
All right.
Which is an Eddie Murphy movie. Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett, who is, good Lord, this woman is ageless. She is so freaking beautiful, and she looks like this movie was made in, like, I don't know, 93-ish, early mid-90s or whatever. And she looks exactly the same now as she does in that movie. It's like unbelievable. So,
yeah.
Wow, there's a bug.
Oh, I just saw it flying from the camera.
That was amazing. But, okay, so Eddie Murphy in a very strange role because he doesn't do a lot of comedy for this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very more serious role, I guess, for Eddie Murphy. And I guess he's not great. Let's be real. He's not great. It's not a great movie. Spoiler alert. I did not like it too much. But it was directed by Wes Craven. And I think what kind of throws me off and made the movie bombed it in the box office, but I think what kind of turns me off is Eddie Murphy's hair is so bad.
Oh.
The wig is so bad. He's got this long, like, mullet hair.
Oh, nice.
Very sexy. But so Eddie Murphy plays a vampire from the Caribbean, and he's gone to New York City to find his wife, who is supposedly this woman who is mysterious and part of, like, supposedly half vampire in a sense. Like, he needs to find his other half, the woman he was made for him rather. So, you know, of course it's Angela Bassett, because why not? Because she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the story, to, like, figuring, you know, him trying to pursue her. So Eddie Murphy's actually the bad guy. He's Dracula in a Caribbean Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all right. Again, I didn't really like it, but it was fun. There's the chemistry for Angela Bassett. There's three main characters: Angela Bassett, Eddie Murphy, and this other guy who's in like this one movie, and I don't know what his name is. But the chemistry between all three of them is so good.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, it was like great. Angela Bassett like coming on to Eddie Murphy. I was like, God damn, woman. I mean, she can come on to me any day of the week. It's fine. But yeah, so not a great movie, but it was fun. It was very 90s. You know. But what else have you been watching?
So I also watched Bodies,
Bodies.
which is one of the new Annapurna movies. It's kind of like a horror comedy mystery. It's about all of these 20-somethings, I would say like early, mid-20-something people, and they're all friends, and they go to one guy, Pete Davidson's house. His parents are rich. They go to like their mansion, and they're going to have a party while a hurricane is happening around them. So they go and they play this game called Bodies, 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 which is basically kind of like a werewolf or a mafia, like one of those social deduction games. But then something goes wrong. Somebody dies, and it all starts falling apart, and they begin to like reveal what they really all think of each other. And the characters are just really ridiculous. The movie is a lot of fun. There's a lot of really good lines. It seems to be sort of taking a go at whatever that generation is. I don't know what it's called, but I also felt it myself. Like there was a lot of stuff about podcasting, like and I was like, oh, okay. Every time they would make fun of someone for having a podcast, I was like, oh, I feel it right here.
Oh, wow, burn. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Everybody and their mom has a podcast now. I get it. Great.
But it was really fun and funny, and had a really banging soundtrack as well. So yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
You'd recommend it?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw you guys were watching that, and unfortunately I missed it. I forget why. I was probably driving or something. But yeah, I still really want to see that one, especially before Halloween. But we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like all of the watch parties, we're rarely in them together. Like you're in the earlier ones, and then I come in for the later oones. But there's so many more movies that I could have put on here, but I don't have that much to say about them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll pick the good ones from all these watch parties we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really the good ones, the ones I could at least speak to, so yeah.
Yeah. What else did you watch?
So in one of those actual watch parties, I watched Peeping Tom, which you did not, unfortunately.
Yeah,
it was an early
I caught
one.
the end of it. I think I caught the last 10 minutes or something.
Yeah. So Peeping Tom is a 1962 movie by Michael Powell, and I love this director, Michael Powell. One of my favorite movies of his is Black Narcissus, which is done in the late 40s, and it's just it's a beautiful movie. Technicolor with beautiful matte paintings and beautifully shot, and you get a lot of those, like a lot of colors in the shots, like splashes of red and purple in the background and highlight green on the character, you know, a lot of color, which is beautiful. And you even get a lot of that in this movie, which is absolutely amazing. So Peeping Tom is a movie about this guy who's a serial killer, and he works at a studio making movies, and it's just about him killing women. And how, you know, what happens when you kill women in the studio system and such. And yeah, it was, I really enjoyed it. It's supposed to be the precursor, like the first slasher movie, since a movie like this hadn't really been done before. And like, you know, it's 1962. They didn't really have like murders, and he murders, I mean, not that they didn't have murders, like Psycho was obviously before this and such, but like serial killer-esque stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but there wasn't like bloody because it's 62.
Yeah.
But you can, like, there's some things about it. Like blood splatters on the wall behind a kill or something. Like you didn't see it splatter, but you saw the blood there. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a slow goer, which is fine, but I think it was beautifully shot and really, really interesting movie, especially if you're into horror, because this is pretty much the first slasher horror movie. So I feel like it's like a prerequisite, like you're taking a college course. You have to watch this, right?
Yeah, I should watch the rest of it, because just by the end of it, I really liked how it was filmed and just sort of the look of it and everything and the acting in it. But
yeah. It's great. So good. So highly recommend. And also Michael Powell just in general. His movies are incredibly beautiful. Like The Red Shoes with Moira Shearer, who is also in this movie, is in The Red Shoes. She's a ballet dancer. Just beautifully shot. The colors and such that he does in his films are just insane. So highly recommend.
All right.
What are you watching? More movies.
And one show. What should I go with? Okay, so to stick with movies. So today, completely out of the Halloween mindset, I watched Steel Magnolias, which I've seen before, but I was thinking about watching it before when I was looking for sad movies, and then I just was on Netflix or something, and I was like, it just like was right there, and I was like, all right, I'll watch it now. And have you seen it? No? It's this really fun movie. It's set in the South, like in Louisiana in the 80s. It's got like Sally Field, Julia Roberts, Dolly Parton, Olivia Dukakis, Shirley MacLaine, Daryl Hannah. Like,
I have seen this.
You have seen it.
Is this the one where Julia Roberts gets sick?
Yeah.
Oh, I have seen it. Oh my God, Sally Field scene?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's about these 6 women in the South, and it's honestly, there's not a whole lot of plot in this movie. It starts out with Julia Roberts, who's Sally Field's daughter, getting married, and these women sort of come together and have a friendship, and then it sort of time skips, a few months, a few years in the future. And so Shelby, Julia Roberts' character, is, she's diabetic, and apparently, like, in a real bad way, where she's not supposed to, her doctors tell her, you shouldn't have any babies, like, you wouldn't be able to handle it. But she does have a baby, and her body doesn't handle it very well. So it eventually gets really sad, and Sally Field, just has this amazing scene, and it actually says a multitude of amazing scenes of it, but there's like this one very well-known scene where she's just sort of having this outpouring of grief, but there's also like some comedy mixed into it, and so I just watched that and like cried for 30 minutes. I'm probably still puffy now, but it was really good, and it's also there's a lot of like really memorable lines in it as well. Like the women are very snarky.
Yeah, I love Olivia Dukakis in this. Like she's such a smart ass.
Yeah.
In the movie. It's so good. Oh, man. I can't believe I didn't remember what it was called, but I really remember watching the movie, like, within the past couple years. I'm like, I don't know where my brain is gone. Did you know that it was either the writer or the director based the movie upon his sister, like the experience he had with his sister?
Oh, really?
Like the Julia Roberts character. Yeah. So it was all, like, very much autobiography, I guess, for the director and or writer. I forget which one it was, but based on, like, the diabetic stuff and, like, how it was handled.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really good. Everyone's just so fantastic in it. It's funny seeing Julia Roberts. I remember just for a while she was in every single movie, and now I watched this, I was like, when's the last time I saw Julia Roberts? Like I don't even know. I think she was in a show that I started an episode or 2 of and kind of gave up on, but
yeah, I think I saw some promo with her and George Clooney in some streaming movie, or maybe it was in theaters, but she hasn't done much lately. But, why would you need to? Why do you gotta work when you're Julia
You were in every movie in the 90s.
Yes.
And you probably have enough to not do anything else for the rest of your life.
Yes, 100%.
So what else did you watch? This is another one I haven't seen. I missed this one.
Yes, you missed this one. Another one part of our watch parties. A movie I'd never seen before. Again, but the Wicker Man, and not the Nicolas Cage one. Not the bees. Which I was surprised there was no, spoiler alert, there's no bees in the first original.
There's no bees.
There's no
what?
bees.
I feel misled.
I know, right? I'm like, wait, where's my bee scene? I don't understand. Nope. That's only a Nick Cage thing. It's fine.
All right.
So The Wicker Man is a 1973 movie. So this English, or not English, I guess he's also Scottish. A Scottish cop comes onto this island in what's it called? Like a Scottish little island in the Scottish island in the Highlands. Wow, I can say those things right after each other. It's a very secluded island that is famous for its fruit and such.
Okay.
But he goes to this island on his cute little airplane that lands on water because he got a report that there's a girl missing and he needs to go find the girl. And that's sort of the catalyst in terms of like, well, everybody on this island is up against him because he's an outsider. And they're like, no, this girl doesn't exist. She doesn't here. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, no, she does exist because I found her in the records here. You're telling me this. I found her in the school. Like there's an empty desk at the school. Like, and here's her assignment. Like what's going on? Oh. So the whole conspiracy thing. And he's like, I have to find this girl because this is what I was assigned to do. And there's a lot of religious elements in this movie, which was very interesting because the cop is a very conservative Christian, like very, very conservative. So, and everybody on the island is not. They're pagans. They dance naked. There's lots of nudity in this movie. Yeah. Oh my God. So many boobs. You know.
There's been a lot of boobs in the watch party movies this month.
Lots of boobs, which, you know, is great. But, yeah, so everyone's a pagan. They run around naked, singing and dancing in the middle of the night. Sex is everywhere. And you have this conservative cop just trying to find the girl with that conflict of religious aspect into it. So it's not really a horror movie per se. At some points, it's even felt like a musical. Because
really?
It felt like a musical at one point. Like this woman is dancing and singing naked, trying to seduce the cop, but she's like dancing naked. I was like, what is happening here? I thought this is a horror movie. Oh yeah. So yeah, but it was really well done. Really good. Christopher Lee is also one who I guess was like in a billion movies in the early 70s, and he was great. And the horror aspect of it is more of like a psychological horror and the conflict of the religious things and what's really going on, which is fascinating. So I highly recommend this movie. This movie is great. The music was great. It was fun. There's lots of boobs. Awesome. So highly recommend.
Awesome. I'll have to check that one out sometime. Yeah, that's definitely like a gap in my movie history.
It was a good time. I liked it a lot. I was even late. I was like a little late to our gaming thing. I was like, wait, I've got 10 minutes left in this movie. We gotta finish this. Because I wasn't expecting to be in the movie thing. But I was like, oh, I'll jump in. And yeah. What is the last thing you watched?
So the last thing I watched is The Midnight Club, which is a new Netflix series based on the Christopher Pike young adult novels of the same name. I don't think I ever actually read any of The Midnight Club. Maybe one or two when I was a teenager or a young, like a adolescent. But it's about these terminally ill kids, like in their sort of mid to late teens, and they go to this house where they can apparently sort of die on their own terms, which is a strange idea that their families, so a lot of them, they don't really have families, that's why they're in this house, but the main character, she has a family, but she's just like, later dad, I'm gonna go die in this house with some other teenagers. And every night or every week at midnight, they gather together and they sort of just tell each other scary stories around the fire at midnight. And they have a pact that when one of them dies, they need to do whatever they can to try and like send a message from the beyond or like make them aware in some way. So it was pretty good. This is by Mike Flanagan, who did like Haunting on Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass. And And I would say that this is my least favorite of what he's done so far, but it was still good. Like, it has some scares. It's not terribly scary, but like a lot of really good emotional beats just about the kids and how they're sort of relating to each other and dealing with the fact that they're going to be dying. Eventually gets to a point where like there's a cult. I was actually really assuming that it was just going to be like a one and done season because everything else has been, but that's not the case.
Oh.
There's going to be a second season, because when it ended, I was like, well, what kind of ending is that? But apparently there's going to be more, so.
Well, that's good, I guess. You know, but I hate cliffhanger. Honestly, I don't got time. I would like things to end, so I'm like, what? Let's end, dude.
Yeah, that's why I really like his first 3 series, because they had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and they all like wrapped up nicely, and that's always nice when that happens, especially with Netflix series, which just get canceled sort of whenever they feel like canceling them. So I do really like single season shows, but this is apparently gonna go on for a little longer at least.
What's your favorite out of his? Like, Hill House? It was Hill House, Bly, and what was the other one?
Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
That's tough. I really liked Hill House.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the whole family and all of their stories. That's probably my favorite one. Although I really liked Midnight Mass as well. I liked I don't know, it was about vampires, so I like vampires. They were all really good, but I would say Hill House was my favorite, probably.
Yeah, I remember.
How about you?
I probably Hill House. I didn't like Bly as much. I liked Hill House more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bly was very, like, way more on the emotions than the scares. Mm-hmm. And they're all very emotional. Like, they're all, you know, a bit of a trying time to get through it. Just to, you know, they can be a little, like, emotionally exhausting. But I did like just, like, the really good balance. Like, I thought Hill House was pretty scary and then also had that, like, emotional beat to it. So, yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We watched a lot of stuff. And then we're going to get onto games, which we have not been playing because we've been watching all these things.
It's true. I don't know what's happened. Like, I always write down the games I beat each month, and it's usually around like 8 to 10 games.
Damn,
this month I think I'm at 4, maybe 3, 4. Like, not many games at all.
Wow. I'm excited to beat as many games. I feel like most of the beats I have is with you during our Wednesday night session, so it's like, you know, I try.
Yeah.
So, but what game have you been playing then? That, you know, slowly but surely.
So I had been playing Portal 2 for a while. I've been playing, the cake is a lie. I've been playing the co-op mode, which apparently is completely different. Sorry, hi Lily. From the single player mode, like it's a completely different puzzles and everything, which I didn't realize and makes me think, I don't know if I've ever actually played the single player campaign for Portal 2. But so it's a really good multiplayer game. So if you and Brez are ever looking for like a good game that's not Resident Evil 6,
oh god,
and you like puzzles, it's just like a cooperative puzzle solving. You go through, there's this mean computer. Oh, there goes Lily and her water drinking. You go through all these tests while GLaDOS, the mean AI, sort of pits you against each other in a really funny way. Like, one of you is a blue robot and one of you is an orange robot, and GLaDOS will be like, oh, one of you is clearly doing all the work. Just trying to make you fight. But it's really good. Like, it does such a great job of, like, teaching you all of the mechanics, and then once you get to the final stage, it's sort of like all of the mechanics you have to figure out, like which ones to use where, and you have to use multiples of them at a time, and it's just like a really good, satisfying co-op puzzle game. So highly recommended. I do need to go through the the single player at some point.
Yeah, I've never played any of the Portal games, but, you know, everybody knows cake. The cake is not real. And such, but very cool. I've played one game.
One game.
Well, I haven't even, like, finished it, but I'm like, I gotta talk about a game, so I started...
Did you finish Cult of the Lamb?
Yes, I did finish Cult of the Lamb. Yay! I did finish it, finally. Oh my god. Yeah, so Cult of the Lamb, finished it, thankfully. I gave up on my village and said, I'm just gonna finish this, and just went trucking through the dungeons and said, you guys are on your own.
You guys are on your own. I've given you seeds. I've given you outhouses. What more do you need from me?
Yes. I would come back every once in a while just to make sure that we have, like, had a sermon every once in a while, you know, just to make sure that they're not killing each other. And then just go right back into the dungeon and be like, let's do this. Let's end this. Here we go. So. Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, I liked it. I think it was too long. I think there was an imbalance between the town building and the fighting, you know, like I just started to not care.
Yeah, I found that too. The town building, at first the town building was kind of difficult. Like I was like, oh god, I have to micromanage everything. And then it got to a point where just like, meh, I'll come back, do a sermon every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then just dungeon crawl.
Yeah. So. And like some of the upgrades you get, like you cute little cape thing that you get, you know what I mean? Like I just used the regular cape because the other ones I was like,
me too.
This sucks. I don't like this. I don't want this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. They all had like, oh, well, it'll give you this benefit, but it will also be bad in this way. It's like, meh, whatever. I'm fine as I am.
Oh, you'll be stronger, but you'll have half your health. I'm like, why would I want
it's like,
that?
No.
I can't dodge for my life in this game. No, I don't want that. Jesus Christ. Oh. But yeah, so it was okay. I think it just outstayed its welcome. But similarly, I guess in sort of its like dungeon crawling playstyle, I started Death's Door, which is a really cute game, I think. It's the controls I think are a little bit tighter than Cult of Lamb. You play this cute little bird with a sword, and you know you're cute with a sword.
He's real cute.
He's so cute. Have you played Death's Door?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have? He's so cute.
Yeah. and he like reaps souls.
Yes, he's so. Oh, my little raven. Oh, so cute. And so, I just started this, so I'm not very far. I'm like a couple hours in, and I really like the controls. They feel very tight, even though I suck. And I don't know why I can't. You can dodge roll and then like use your special to do like a bigger, you know, sweep or whatever. I don't know. I miss every time. I'm like, roll, quat. And the monster is like to the left and I go just to the right. I'm like, God damn it, Michelle. But it's sort of this top-down action adventure. You level up your weapon when you reap these souls and you can go back to your hub place and purchase things in order to upgrade. And it's just very cute. The music's really good. The controls are nice and tight. The visuals are great. And you meet people along the way. Like right now I just met Soup Bowl Head guy. And going through that, it's like one of the first dungeons and such. So I'm really enjoying it so far, and I think I'm going to really truck on and continue with this. Did you like it when you played it?
I did like it. For some reason, like isometric sort of Zelda-likes are like my least favorite action subgenre.
Yeah.
Like I still like them. Like there's still a bunch that I like, and I did like Death's Door. I played through the whole thing, but like I don't know, something about that view doesn't click with me as much as most at like a 2D game or just like a regular 3D action game. So I did like it. I really liked some of the boss fights, and some of the later levels are cool. Some of the upgrades are really good. So yeah, I generally enjoyed it, and it also sort of burned me out on that style because later Tunic came out, and I played a little bit of Tunic, and I was like, nah, I just played Death's Door. I don't need to any more of this right now.
Yeah, for sure. It does have that similar feel to Tunic. Now, I haven't played Tunic. I've just watched other people play it because I hear it's more Dark Souls with isometric Zelda-like thing. And I'm like, I really don't this was like, I think Tunic came shortly out after Elden Ring. I'm like, I really don't want to have to like feel like I have to struggle after playing Elden Ring, because all you did was struggle the whole time. So I'm like, I really just want to be happy and feel comfortable with myself. So. That's all I want.
Yeah, I don't want a game that's gonna punish me too much.
I'm good. I'm good right now. I need a break. I'm emotionally distressed from this. It's fine. Yes. But what else have you been playing?
So, something I just played on stream a couple weeks ago is called Devotion, which is an interesting game. This came out in 2019 by Red Candle Games. And it came out, and I think within 2 days of it coming out, it's by a Taiwanese studio. And there was something in the game, like some sort of art asset that wasn't like part of the main game. It's something someone just found, and it portrayed the general secretary of the Chinese Communist Party as Winnie the Pooh, which is apparently a faux pas looked down upon by China. And there was like a big thing about it, and it ended up getting pulled off of Steam.
Oh, wow.
Because of this, because of the sort of the fuss that China kicked up about it. And so they went through to try to remove it, but still they wouldn't put it up. Like GOG was like, we're going to sell it. And then like half a day later, they're like, no, we're not. And so finally, like 2 years later, the developers put up their own site where they are selling the game through their own site. So I bought it. It is a first-person horror adventure game, which can be quite spooky. It's sort of about devotion and how some people can sort of take it too far and be too obsessed with the things that they're devoted to. So it's about a man who he has a family at the beginning of the game. And it kind of goes through a series of different years, and there's like this hallway, and so you can go. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to go to 1970, or I'm going to go to 1972, and so you're going through each of these time periods, sort of solving puzzles, collecting things that can help you with other time periods. And it's quite spooky at times. Like there was one scare right near the beginning of the game where you leave the apartment and you're just in this dark hallway, and there's this just creepy like bent neck lady standing there, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. And of course she rushes you. But the scares change as you go. So that happens like a couple times, but then you're in an apartment and you're like, oh, look, my family is here. And it's like, oh no, these are mannequins. So you're like, okay, I'll just ignore these mannequins. But then you move through the apartment and realize that the mannequins are also moving when you're not looking at them.
Ooh,
so
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dolls. There's a bunch of that stuff. So I thought the scares were varied enough that it kept things interesting. And the story was pretty cool too, even though I feel like there was something definitely lost in translation, because the game was in Chinese, I guess. I'm not sure what dialect, but then just with subtitles in English. So, but it was good. It was nice to play that one on stream, so I felt like I wasn't alone, and it only took like 2.5 hours to beat, and it was pretty good. It was a nice little spooker.
Yeah, I would not be able to play something like that by myself. No, thank you. I need somebody to hold my hand and tell me it's okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel, because originally I was just going to play it, and so I played it, and I got to the part with the woman, and I was like, nope, I'll play this on stream later.
We're good. I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so wimpy. So many people, like, I made my video about horror game rankings, and people are like, you should play Visage, which is like, or Visage. I always say Visage now. I think it's Visage, but whatever. I'm fancy, or I like Michelle Visage, whatever.
Yes.
And it's just like, I turn it on by myself, and like nothing scary has even happened, but just the atmosphere, 5 minutes in, I'm like, nope, not doing this alone.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I'm wimpy too. Just for one reason why I've never played any of the like original Resident Evils, because I cannot handle things coming at me, especially those like survival horror games where you have like 2 bullets but like 30 zombies coming at you and you have to like run and decide and try to find things. Like, no, I need to kill. I can't do this. This is too stressful. Where is my safe room? Oh my god, just nope, not happening. But you have one more biggin on your list.
A biggin. I'm not quite finished it yet, but I figure I will talk about it now. I've been playing this for a number of months, and it's Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I loved Yakuza 0. It's the only game in the series I've played, and it was fantastic. So this one has a different main character, Ichiban, and he starts out and he's like a low-ranking member of the Yakuza. His boss convinces him to confess to a crime he didn't commit. He goes to jail for 18 years, which I feel like so many pieces of media lately. Just like, oh, someone's gone to jail and now they want to figure out why they went to jail. But so he gets out of jail and he makes a bunch of friends. And this one's really interesting because most of the Yakuza games they're sort of like a contained open world, but then combat is sort of like a beat 'em up. This is a JRPG. It's got that contained open world, but it's got turn-based combat. It's got jobs that everyone can do. So he can be like a hero class, or he can be like a host and like fight with the champagne bottle. Other characters, they can be like a bodyguard or a fortune teller, like silly stuff like that. And so you can like level up your different jobs. You get to know your companions. They've each got their own little stories that sort of open up more to you as you're going through and as you like increase your bond with them by like sharing a meal together or talking to them or giving them gifts.
You are speaking my language right now. The job system is like, ooh, really? I'm like starting to sweat a little bit. I'm like, that's hot.
So that's really fun. And then my favorite part of these games is always the side stories, which tend to be like start off really silly and then at the end of it they like take a heartfelt turn, which is really cool. There's all kinds of little mini games to do. There's basically a Pokemon, except it's like the guys you're fighting, and so you like index them. And there are summons, this thing called Pound Mate. So if you meet a particularly tough fighter, they're like, call on me if you need me, and you can like pay to summon them into a battle, and they'll hit whoever you're fighting. Like, it's really cool.
Oh man. Is this my game? Oh my god.
It's on Game Pass. It's long. Like, I think I'm over 40 hours now. Oof. So it's a big one. I think I just started chapter 15 of 16. So I'm getting close to the end.
Almost there. Oh man. Yeah, I'm still playing Mass Effect a little bit, so I'm like, I need to focus and play these. I need to play Death Story and Mass Effect and make sure I finish these 2 things and don't get distracted because this sounds amazing. Yeah. So I will if I don't already have it download, I will download it on my Game Pass thing to be like, all right, I'm gonna play you. I'm gonna do it, bitch. Let's go. After all these other things, and as soon as we get back into actually playing more games, Pam, you know. Yes. Oh, well, that sounds amazing. I can't wait for you to finish it, and so you can be like, yes, it's done.
Yes, I know. I think I started playing this in March.
Oh,
like, it's
Jesus.
been a long time. I mean, at first I was going through it pretty slowly. Like, I'd play like a couple hours a week. Now I'm really into it, and I'm like, come on, I want to finish this already.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that feeling for sure. But that's good. Yay. Let's talk about our pickups. All right, you've got way more exciting pickups than I do this time around, so you go first. I want to see it. I want to see it.
All right. So, first thing is a vinyl that I got.
Look at that. It's Jurassic Park.
Yes, this is the soundtrack of the NES Jurassic Park and the Super Nintendo Jurassic Park. It's real pretty. So this isn't, there was a bunch of different variants.
Ooh,
and there was one really cool one called like Raptor Bite, which was like this cool splatter, but you're only allowed to get one of each variant, and I gave away the other one. So this is still cool though. I like this like blue and white. I like the stickers. It also comes with a really cool, like, not manual, that's not what it's called when it's not a video game, but booklet that goes over, so the it goes over like the levels in the game, and as well as just some stuff about the making of it and just the various Jurassic Park games available, which is pretty cool. There's these releases always have such good work goes into just like the artwork and like the designs and everything. So
it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that cover. It's so colorful and beautiful. Look at Sam Neill.
I do kind of wonder, like, where's Ellie? Where's Malcolm? But
are they in the game?
Probably not. I think it's just this guy shooting the dinosaurs, which is totally out of character, but
you know, it's fine.
So then I got some controllers. I saw this was announced, this Lunar Shift Xbox controller.
Ooh,
so
it's so shiny and gray. Look at that. It's like chrome.
It's very shiny. It's like, but it's kind of like a matte. Like it's not like super like glossy or anything. And then it's got like nice little bumpers here.
Oh, that's sexy.
I got the... Yeah, this came out and I was like, okay, well, that's gorgeous. I want it. And I keep breaking my right bumpers playing Dark Souls games, so I'm going to get a new one and not play Dark Souls with it. So yeah, I really like this. And then, I wasn't expecting this, but someone from Atlas reached out to me about, because the Persona games are coming to Xbox now, and Persona 5 Royale was just released on Game Pass, and they're like, oh, do you want to review this? And I was like, I don't think I have time to
Persona 5?
this a Persona game. Thank you, though. But they're like, oh, well, can we send you a gift? I was like,
yes.
Yeah, yeah, you can. So I got my gift, which was a Persona Xbox controller and a charging station. The charging station's awesome because I don't have one of these. Yeah, so just this Persona controller and a charging station. Now, I will say that this is just a basic black controller with a sticker on it, but still, an Xbox controller. I can never have enough of these. So.
Absolutely not. And it comes in a nice little display, and you can play your Dark Souls games on that one.
Exactly. And then I can use this charging thing, which is great because I go through so many batteries. And there's apparently another gift too, which it hasn't got here because I had to tell them my size. So I was like, what? Thanks, Sega/Atlas.
It's amazing. The joys of free things. I want free things.
Free things is fun. I'm real picky though, so I get offers for free things, and I was like, well, what is the free thing? No, I don't want that. But this, I was pretty excited when I said yes to this, and then someone else I know, Lady Pelvic, she posted that she got this controller, and I was like, oh my god, is that what they're sending? Yes.
You mean you don't say yes to the manscaping thing? You know, like everyone does an ad for manscaping?
I mean, if they offered me a sponsorship, I would take a Manscaped sponsorship.
Hint.
But, hint. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's how I picked my sponsorship. It's like, would you like to use this thing? Like, I really wanted a VPN subscription, so I took a VPN sponsorship. I like free food, so I just did a HelloFresh sponsorship.
Yeah, I would love free food. Food is like obscenely expensive right now. So yes, I'd be all for that. But that's amazing. I love these controllers. They're gorgeous. I'm super jealous. I want more controllers.
I love the controllers. I don't know, because I felt like I missed out on a bunch, and then I was thinking of doing the custom one, but I don't know. This like silver one's pretty sexy on its own. So
yeah, for sure.
So what did you get?
So I really have been going hard at going to flea markets and cheap vinyl shops lately. So I've got a ton of vinyls. Like I got a lot. So I only picked a couple. But in the essence of video game, I am going to share the one more recent. It's not like I got this last week, but a more recent vinyl that I got, and it's Mystic Quest.
Nice.
Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which I absolutely love. This is one. All right, so I know this game is like easy. It's fine.
Is that the 2D Ninja one?
2D Ninja? What do you mean? I don't know.
Is that who published it? Who pressed it?
I have no idea. I bought this off eBay because it is 2D Ninja. I bought it. Wow. I bought it off eBay because apparently I missed this like a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, this was a long time ago. I have the cover. I don't have the vinyl. I just have the cover.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I love this cover. Like look how cute it is. Yeah, this was not cheap. So because I missed the happy little thing that whatever it was, but it's just so beautiful. And look at the color of this vinyl. I got the green one.
Oh, that's so pretty.
So pretty and gorgeous. Like, oh God. And it comes like this cute little like map thing with the cute little like item stuff. And I just love this. I love this game because of the music. Like, yes, I know it's easy. It's the Americanized, simple, basic version. But God damn it, when you go into any, like, the volcano place and you got that banging music, like, my life is complete. I love it. So yeah. And then that's the only video game one. So now we're going to go on. I'm just going to go over them quickly. We got House of the Holy by Pink Floyd.
Wait, no.
Houses of the Holy? No. Yeah, it is.
Who is it by?
I'm sorry, I said Pink Floyd. The other one is Pink Floyd. Jesus Christ, Michelle. God damn it. This is Led Zeppelin. Jesus Christ. Wow. I hurt now. I hurt. Oh, Lord. Yes.
I don't have that one.
No? Oh, I think this one's my favorite album from Led Zeppelin, even though apparently I don't know the band. But I love House of the Holy. No Quarter. Was fantastic. Great album. I also got Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs. If you've not heard of Robin Trower, this is a dude. He had it was a 3-piece band, so he played guitar, some other dude sing. He's actually not the singer on this, but he's like one of those like aficionados, like guitarists, and it's got sort of like a Led Zeppelin-y kind of sound to it. I think one of the sound engineers was actually the guy who did a couple of the Beatles albums, and it's really just cool, and it's a really great album. Love this. On to actual Pink Floyd.
There we go. That happens.
I just confused them because they're the same band, right? No, absolutely not. Probably also my favorite album from Pink Floyd is Wish You Were Here. Absolutely fantastic. Although even though I think my favorite songs on this is Shine On You Crazy Diamond Part 1 and 2, how it's bookmarked.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I love that. Everybody's favorite, Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie.
This is Changes 1 by Bowie, so it's a sort of his like best of album that he did in like the 70s. What is this, like 76? So everything prior to 76, like his best songs, like Space Oddity, Changes, Ziggy Stardust, Diamond Dogs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a great like compilation. I listened to this a lot. So good.
And he's so handsome.
Oh, he's so Scott. I just want to hang this and just look at him all day. Like, look at him. He's so sexy. God. You beautiful man. May you rest in peace. And then lastly, I got the Cars. Well, this is their second album, I think, or the first one I don't remember. But this, I love. This is a great album. It's probably like my favorite one of theirs. So, what is this album called? Oh my god. I was just like lost. Oh, Lord help me, Michelle. Everyone in the Discord is going to hate me right now because I could not remember it because I've had a little bit too much wine. But you know what?
Is it on the spine? By your right hand?
Yeah. Candy-O.
There we go.
Way to go. Thank you, Pam, for always
You're
directing me in the right way. You're always keeping me in check, making sure we're good. There it is, the like last track on side 1, Candy-O. Yes, Candy-O, which is fantastic. Love this. So that's just a sampling of what I've got. All the albums that I got are $10 or less because Michelle's
that's nice.
I'm a cheap ass. I go to the junky flea markets and get these things, and then I just clean the shit out of them whenever I come home, and they still sound great. They're great.
Yeah. It's nice to get those originals. I'm not much of a flea market thrifter kind of person, so anytime I go to like a record store, they're expensive. Even when I went to the flea market and they had records, it was like, these are way more than they should be.
Yeah. There's this one store that's not near me. It's probably like half hour away or so. It's an ice cream store and a vinyl shop.
Nice.
So you can have ice cream and shop for vinyl. It's amazing. But they have the best selection and everything is $12 and less. Except for like, there's a couple of items on the wall that are like, high-end stuff that are around 30, 40 maybe. But those are like, big Led Zeppelin album that's an exclusive live album, like Live in Pompeii or something, like a limited edition thing. So it's like, cool. I'll stick to over here and get like some Vangelis. I got like a Vangelis record, whose Vangelis is the composer for Blade Runner, which I also like. So kind of that stuff, like random things like that I love. So it's things like that. Fun. I like being thrifty. Gotta be thrifty in some of these things because these things get expensive.
They do get expensive.
God, no thank you. I like to be a cheap collector. I like that. But yeah, how do we feel?
Feeling good, enjoying this wine. I feel like my cheeks have gotten really rosy.
The tannins are doing its work. We're just getting plush.
Yeah. Doing good.
Good.
All right. Are we ready to wrap this episode up?
Yes. Wrap it up. Everyone have a happy Halloween.
Yes, have a happy Halloween. I hope you have many spooky things to look forward to. Unless you don't like spooks, then I hope you just have a lot of candy.
Yes.
If you want to talk to us, you can email any questions or comments to pointanddrinkadventure@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you like what you heard here, head over and want to have like more fun podcasts and such, head over to polymedianetwork.com for, check us out, check out our website, check out other podcasts that are cool. And to the comment part, leave comments on our YouTube videos. We actually do read them, both me and Pam. So
yes, we both read them. I'm a compulsive comment reader.
Good or bad, leave it. But drink well, my friends. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.